Hey everyone, this is Matt, and I'm here with Craig, and we're both from Rogue. Sadly, the developer of the game, David Marquardt, could not be with us today, but we want to take you through the Switch version of Dust and Neon. So Craig is here today, and he's going to be playing while I talk. Craig, can you go ahead and just hit the shoulder button and show him how you have full control of your aim, maybe do a full 360 spin. And now go ahead and hit the right shoulder button and just shoot down to your sights. Beautiful. So you'll notice too that Craig just reloaded. Go ahead and shoot your weapon again, Craig. Yeah, and look at the unique reload for each weapon. But also note, and you're probably hearing some of this, Craig has to manually press the button for every bullet that goes in the chamber. So go ahead and do it one more time and show them if you want to do it slowly, you can. Yeah, just do like one bullet in there just to show that you're in full control. Yes, there you go. All right. So every weapon in the game, and there are almost 2,000 of them, each with super bespoke animations in the bottom right-hand corner, has unique abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. So for instance, you've got revolvers, you've got shotguns, and you've got rifles as well, including sniper rifles.
And you can switch weapons in multiple ways. You can cycle through them with either a weapon wheel, or you can use your D-pad and switch through them that way, or you just tap the X button and switch in that way.
Beautiful. Now, at any point, Craig can walk up to any object and he'll automatically take cover. So we wanted to make that part of the game easy, and there you go. He's doing nothing except just standing behind it, auto cover. That allows the player, you, to focus on, what matters, which is the gunplay itself. You can also dive and slide out of harm's way at any given point. You'll see there's a recharge there at the bottom of the gunslinger's feet. And we'll talk about this a little bit later, but this is a roguelite. You will be able to upgrade your character and all of his abilities. Even things you think would be trivial, like your slide recharge, can be upgraded. And the same is true for down sights, bullet reloads, etc. There's no load times in the game, so as you can see, Craig just went into a building, it automatically loaded in. And the other cool part, which we'll probably see in a minute, is that just because you run away from enemies outside doesn't mean you're safe. The enemies in Dust and Neon will follow you in and out of buildings, so there's really no escape from them. And there you go. Perfect timing.
Talk about the weapons you've earned. So there'll be chests that you can actually find some random weapons you can pick up. You can choose to pick them up. You can see the comparison of the weapon you have versus the weapon that you can pick up. I've already got a better equipped weapon, so I'm not gonna. But I can actually I can actually turn it to scrap and earn some money that way too.
So there's an actual reason why Craig's just kind of playing around, why we wanted to show you this video today. We just released the first Switch trailer and announced the game. But there are certain limitations to what we can show you in a Nintendo-held event, especially when the ESRB gets involved. And to maintain the E rating for that presentation, we really couldn't show a lot of gunplay, and that's kind of ironic because this game is all about gunplay. And so we really wanted to give you a deeper dive into the Switch version and just show you all the crazy, intense battles that await you in this title. And while Craig's running around, I'll just give you some background on the game itself as well. So obviously, when you look at this, it kind of, maybe reminds you of a top-down Borderlands or something like that. And that's actually not, I don't think that's a very inaccurate description of the game. It kind of feels that way in many ways. We have a 10-plus hour campaign here for you, and if you're a completionist, which I know a lot of folks are, you're looking at something north of 20, 30 hours. We've even heard 40 hours. There's a lot of depth here. Thousands of weapons, again. You've got several thousand variations of potions and weapons and upgrade abilities for your character as well. And if you're just talking about various upgrades that you can change your gunslinger with, there are 24 unique ones of those as well that will dramatically change the way the game plays.
And since this is a randomly generated level, I don't know exactly where I need to go. So that's why I'm hunting around for my things.
That's what makes it fun. Hey Craig, if you could, go ahead and let yourself die on this one, just so we can show them the roguelike features.
Not a problem.
So Craig's going to go ahead and hold down to restart. What happens is you're transported back to your base, basically. And this is the mad scientist lair. And there are all kinds of areas where you can impact not only your gunslinger, but his kind of weapons, various potions, all of these attributes that will change the way the game plays.
I have 2 remaining points to spend on some loadouts. Sure, I'll take the returning fire, and let's go to defensive just in case I don't have.
Yeah, perfect. And so you saw up there too, there's combative and defensive sort of abilities, 24 in total, and there are different levels to each one of those as well. Go ahead and pick up a weapon too, and then go ahead and left-right on that and cycle between those weapons just to show. This is all real-time 3D and just seamless between the top-down view as well.
So these are the weapons that are waiting for me when I die, so you at least have your most basic weapons ready so you can start a level. You do have the money that you've banked that you can use to spend at the gun shop. So you can see that this pistol is better than what I've got, so I'm going to buy that. This one is not so much a good shotgun, but this rifle is pretty awesome, so I will buy that.
And then you choose levels basically by looking at a most wanted board or map, and it's separated between regular levels and boss fights. Craig is kind of cycling around now, and you can see there's quite a bit of selections. There are a number of massive boss fights in the game that will end cap a lot of these stages as well.
Let's do a train heist.
All right, what is any gunslinger game without a train heist, right? You'll see now that Craig is ranked 17. This is really still a beginner level in the game. While Craig's playing here, I'll just talk a little bit about some of the user tests we've seen at various game shows, etc., where we've seen folks playing the game for the first time. There's definitely, I would say, just a very slight learning curve where you're learning to manually load your gun. And we see people kind of struggle with that for about 2 minutes, where they're like, wait a minute, I'm in a gun battle, oh my god, I'm out of bullets. And then you can see them like almost, panicking, not knowing what to do. But once they kind of come to grips with it and you understand that, hey, I just fired 2 bullets, I got to reload 2 bullets, and that just becomes second nature, the game really clicks. Something just happens, and it just feels so intuitive and skill-based. Before long, you're not just taking cover, but you're quickly reloading your weapons, you're sliding, you're dodging, you're cycling between weapons, and you really feel like you're in precision control of the gunslinger as you're taking down enemies. Another fun fact about Dust and Neon, it actually was named Game of Show by a couple outlets at PAX when we recently showed it off. And that's a really encouraging sign for us. This is one of those games that once you get a little hands-on time, it just really comes together for you. So we're going to go to the most wanted board and go ahead and jump into the first boss fight in the game. Yeah, so here we are at Prototype 41's hideout. And as you can see, we've dropped here, but this is not just an immediate boss fight. There's a bit of a lead up until you get to the actual encounter. And this is pretty much true of most boss fights in the game. Really love that slide. You know what else I'm such a nerd for? All these great particle effects that surround the gun and sort of like fly around bullets and stuff as you're fighting with enemies. Again, Craig is got a whole slew of enemies following him. If he were to run inside the building right now to try to escape, that would not do him so well.
Not with other guys in there.
No, they're all coming in after you two. Just pretty amazing. Yeah. Gotta earn it, man. And I'll say about earning it, right? So if you are the type of player who really wants a challenge, really wants to feel like you've, made it when you get to some of these boss fights, Dust and Neon is your game. It's not an easy game by any stretch of the imagination, And as you ramp up and you level up, so do the enemies, so there's a balance that is kept throughout the experience. One thing about Dust and Neon 2 is yes, we've got a lot of gunplay here, but it's not a violent game in the sense that it's not gory. You're mainly shooting robots. In fact, I think it's almost entirely robots. And we think this is a game that could be playable by just about any age group. Here we go, Prototype 41, first boss fight in the game. Obviously, we're not going to take you through the whole thing here, but this will give you an idea of what to expect. Every boss in the game is different in terms of, obviously, presentation, but strategy as well. So you're going to need to know how to find their weak points and capitalize on those. And with that, we've given you a brief glimpse of Dust and Neon for Nintendo Switch. Could not be more excited to bring this one out to one of our favorite consoles in early 2023.
Thanks for watching.